You cannot swim for new horizons until you have courage to lose sight of the shore. If a story is in you, it has to come out. Dreams have only one owner at a time. That's why dreamers are lonely. Don't do what you can do. Try what you can't do. Never be afraid to raise your voice for honesty and truth, and compassion against injustice and lying and greed. If people all over the world would do this, it would change the earth. Unless you are ashamed of yourself now and then, you are not honest. Be scared. You can't help that, but don't be afraid. Don't bother just to be better than others. Try to be better than yourself. And even a liar can be scared into telling the truth, same as honest man can be tortured into telling a lie. Life is a process of preparing to be dead for a long time. Gratitude is a quality similar to electricity. It must be produced and discharged and used up in order to exist at all. You don't love because you love despite, not for the virtues but despite the faults. A gentleman accepts the responsibility of his actions and bears the burden of their consequences. It's all now, you see. Tomorrow began yesterday, and yesterday won't be over until tomorrow. Facts and truth really don't have much to do with each other. I believe man will not merely endure, he will prevail, because he has a spirit capable of compassion and sacrifice and endurance. We must be free not because we claim freedom, but because we practice it. A man is the sum of his misfortunes. One day you would think misfortune would get right, but then time is your misfortune. The past is never dead. It's not even past. Always dream and shoot harder than you know you can do. Do not bother just to be better than your contemporaries or predecessors. Try to be better than yourself. Given the choice between the experience of pain and nothing, I would choose pain. In writing, you must kill all your darlings. Wander, go on and wander. A gentleman can live through anything. I decline to accept the end of man. Maybe the only thing worse than having to give gratitude constantly is having to accept it. It takes two people to make you, and one people to die. That's how the world is going to end. People to whom sin is just a matter of words, to them salvation is just words too. Perhaps they were right putting love into books. Perhaps it could not live anywhere else. The man who removes a mountain begins by carrying away small stones. The next time you try to seduce anyone, don't do it with talk, with words. Women know more about words than men ever will, and they know how little they can ever possibly mean. The saddest thing about love, joy, is that not only the love cannot last forever, but even the heartbreak is soon forgotten. A writer needs three things: experience, observation, and imagination, any two of which, at times any one of which, can supply the lack of the others. Women do have an affinity for evil, for believing that no woman is to be trusted, but that some men are too innocent to protect themselves. It's a shame that the only thing a man can do for 8 hours a day is work. He can't eat for 8 hours. He can't drink for 8 hours. He can't make love for 8 hours. The only thing a man can do for 8 hours is work. The only thing worth writing about is the human heart is conflict with itself. Most men are a little better than their circumstances. Give them a chance to be. A writer must teach himself that the basest of all things is to be afraid. If happy I can be, I will. If suffer I must, I can. It is the writer's privilege to help man endure by lifting his heart. Get it down, take chances. It may be bad, but it's the only way you can do anything good. Love doesn't die, the man and woman do. And sure enough, even waiting will end if you can just wait long enough. I am not one of those women who can't stand things. This does not matter. This is not anything yet. It all depends on what you do with it afterward. The scattered tea goes with the leaves, and every day a sunset dies. Marriage is long enough to have plenty of room for time behind it. Life wasn't made to be easy on folks. They wouldn't ever have any reason to be good and die. Nothing matters but breathing, to know and to be alive. All of us fail to match our dreams of perfection. So I rate us on the basis of our splendid failure to do the impossible. Success is feminine and like a woman. If you cringe before her, she will override you. Father and I protect women from one another, from themselves our women. Purity is a negative state and therefore contrary to nature. I say money has no value. It's just the way you spend it. I am glad I haven't got the shot of conscience. I have got to nurse like a sick puppy all the time. Don't cry. I am bad anyway, you can't help it. I never promise a woman anything nor let her know what I am going to give her. It used to be a gentleman was known by his books. Nowadays he is known by the ones he has not returned. I know I am just a terrible and a burden to you. Holding all I used to be sorry about, like the new moon holding water. If they want it to totty and ride on a balance, they will have. The reason you will not say it is, when you say it even to yourself, you will know it is true. Sometimes I lose faith in human nature for a time. I am assailed by doubt. If you could just ravel out into time, that would be nice. The reason for living was to get ready, to stay dead a long time. To understand the world, you must first understand a place like Mississippi. Everyone in the South has no time for reading because they are all too busy writing. Women will show pride and honor about almost anything except love. I am older at 20 than a lot of people who have died. When you have hated somebody for 43 years, you will know them full well. There is no such thing as memory. The brain recalls just what the muscles grow before.